Well, still talking about the forthcoming local government elections in Rivers State. Joining me right now is Emeka Bekay, the APC chairman, Rivers State, and also Godswill Jumbo, is publisher of Christina Reports. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Mr. Bekay, it's great to have you join us this evening. But I would like you to, I'd first like to know, what is your position as regards tomorrow's local government elections in Rivers State, as of now?
Well, first of all, let me thank you for the opportunity given to me to, concerning the local government election, you know, like you rightly said, by the court judgment in Rivers State, and the judgment from Justice Aproko confirming the legitimate chairman of the party. But you know where we are today. We've been battling in and out in the state, both in the national, where some people believe that they're alpha and omega of this country. They don't want us to function as the state chairman. They have to get their own caretaker. And first, even in Federal High Court, they took me to the appeal court up to date. The matter has not been heard, and they decided to do their own things the way they want to do it. As the authentic chairman of the party, I've been able to feed my candidates across the 23 local government of the state, but you can see what is happening in the state, where the RISEC decide to do whatever they want to do. But one thing that is very certain, that we have asked our people to go all out to vote for All Progressive Congress across the states. And I believe strongly that the people of Rivers State who actually believe in the leadership of Emeka Bekay will all go out to vote for the candidates of APC, pending when the matter will be decided by the appeal court in Rivers State.
All right, so just to get this clearly, you are still saying that people should go out and vote for the candidates of the APC, irrespective of the internal crisis within your party in the state. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, let me leave you for a moment. We're still going to dig deeper into, of course, the internal scuffle within your party. But let me go to Godswill Jumbo. Godswill, I mean, as a resident in Rivers State, and you've, of course, followed up on the political terrain, what's your perspective as regards what is happening tomorrow, particularly some concerns that it's not within the purview of the sole administrator to conduct elections, since he's not an elected officer? Did you get my question, Mr. Jumbo?
Yes, I got your question. I got you clear. Okay, the thing is, right from the words go, I have been one of the people who have stated it very clearly that Mr. President erred by declaring a state of emergency in Rivers State. The conditions precedent clearly stated in the Constitution were not existent as at the time he declared the state of emergency. So the state of emergency itself is an illegality by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we can whitewash it and whatever. But the thing is, the laws are clear. If we are a nation of laws, we should be able to look at what does the law provide for. Even in a suspended state, as it is being projected for Rivers State, that there is a state of emergency. In a state of emergency, all institutions of state that require elected, officials are put in abeyance. And then an interim administration runs the state pending when the state of emergency, the suspension is lifted. And we go back, okay, if a coup was executed in Nigeria, and then the military is in place, the military suspends the Constitution, first of all, because they know it is ultra vires, it is out of place for them to act within the ambit of the Constitution while running an illegal government, an assault on democracy. So you are emplacing a military government in Rivers State, and at the same time you are conferring, legitimate powers as made available by the Constitution that you have suspended in Rivers State to this interim government. So it is all about illegality from beginning to the end. But for me, my perspective about what's going on now, when I go out to the street, I'm not just a resident, I'm also a journalist and a media executive. And I try to be on the street to see what's happening, feel the pulse, and we've been doing that like that. Now, in the course of all this, you find that Rivers people are not.
Godswill Jumbo, we seem to have lost some sort of connection with you. Once we are able to connect with you, we will definitely come back. But let me quickly come back to you, Mr. Bekay. Mr. Bekay, if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Yes, great. So let's look at what is happening within the APC in Rivers. The scuffle, or will I call it internal crisis in terms of its leadership. I want to ask, personally, what's your relationship with Mr. Tony Okocha?
Well, I've known Tony Okocha as when he was chief of staff to Rotimi Chibika, which as governor. I don't think I have any personal issues with him. The most important is that there's illegality that brought him on board. I don't have any personal issue with him.
All right. Okay, and as regards in your opening remarks, you did say that it appears like some powers that be seem to want to circumvent what the court has said. What are these powers?
Well, person who believes there's one person that is alpha and omega in this state and believe that he has all the power that in the world. That's the person. You should be able to know who I'm talking about. I'm not here to mention anybody's name.
I'm not a resident of Rivers State. I don't know who you're talking about.
But if you're not a resident of Rivers, you should know what has been happening in this country. You should know what has been happening in this state. And that is just where we are today. And that's why the state is really behind time.
So I want to ask you, what do you consider a solution to this issue within the APC in Rivers?
First, I was duly elected by the states from the ward to the LGA, from the LGA to the states. And we have tenure to serve as chairman. And I just believe that when my time expires, I was not born to become chairman of a party. But when I serve my tenure off, I should be able to go back home and face other things. But nobody should be able to cut off my tenure as the state chairman of the party. And that is what I'm asking from the court. And I believe the court is the last hope of every common man in this country. But what I found in this country today is quite unfortunate that I find ourselves where we are today, where people don't believe in justice, they don't believe in rule of law, they don't believe in anything anymore. They believe in their own power. That's where we are.
All right. I'll come back to you, Mr. Bekay. Let me go to Godswill Jumbo. Godswill, if you're there, can you hear me? All right, we lost you for a moment. I would, can you hear me? Yes, all right, great. So you were trying to establish what your own perspective as regards this election being conducted by a sole administrator. And you said you also you felt the pulse of the people in Rivers State. Let's look at some of the candidates or the parties that have even pulled out of the race, saying that, look, we will not be part of it. There are cases in court. I mean, what's your take on this?
One of the milestones, the landmark achievements of the judiciary in Nigeria is what's happened after the ABC, the June 12 election, when somebody attempted to stop the election. Now, over time, the judiciary has been able to establish a convention that you do not stop an election So I'm not expecting any courts to give an order stopping the election. I'm not expecting that to happen. Check the previous elections in Rivers State, other states. Every time it happened that a court was asked to stop an election, and it doesn't matter whether that election is legal or illegal, the court is, refused from making that order. So the last one that happened, there were clearly fundamental issues which INEC pointed out to, which by the time it got to the Supreme Court had to flag it and then said, okay, since the foundation was not properly, taken care of, then it all goes down. So for this, yes, the Rivers State election law does not allow any person apart from the elected governor of Rivers State to conduct an election. So that is clear. So that's why I was saying ab initio, that if you suspend the Constitution by removing elected officials, you remove the governor elected by the people, you remove the representatives of the people, the lawmakers, then what else do we have? So as it is, all institutions of the state that the law provides that they should be managed by elected officials, where you suspend the democratic process, the constitutional, architecture of the state, then all those institutions also fall under that umbrella. So trying to mix oil and water does not work at all. Does not work. So the election itself is faulty at its very foundation. The constitution of the RISEC, as it is faulty. You can say all the grammar, all of that. After all, we went to school to learn grammar, but the laws are clear.
All right, gentlemen.
The law does not provide for an unelected person to conduct an election in Rivers State.
All right, gentlemen. All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much. We, of course, have to go at this time, but I'd like to say a big thank you, Emeka Bekay, the APC chairman, Rivers State, and also Godswill Jumbo, publisher, Christina Reports. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for your time.